Hello guys, once again it's Matt and today we have another video. Thank you all the members, all the patrons, make sure to subscribe and let's get into it guys. So today, like other people are doing, let's test the IRCCM of the R73 guys. So here we have a bot that is using the S225BM, using R73s, and we are going to try to defeat the missile, okay? So yeah, let's test it out in some situations. He has infinity missiles. So a head-on like this, let's test it out with flares, full afterburners. Yeah, the missile goes for the flares, no problem. So you can see already that it's quite a easy missile to actually avoid in a head-on. Let's try a side shot with full afterburners. I don't think he's going to shoot. Yeah, he shot, but the missile just... Oh my god, it's actually coming to me! What was that? Oh my god, what was that? I thought the missile was just... My god, that was very impressive. That was really impressive by the R73. Oh my god, the missile just like completely did a 90-degree turn and gave no Fs for no laws of physics. Where is it? There you are, you little OP machine. Let me just jettison that. Let's try again in a side shot situation. Yeah, it still goes for the flares as you see. So they are the maneuverability is amazing. The IRCCM. Yeah, man. Full afterburner side aspect. It goes for the targets. Let's try trying to run away from the target. So let's just run away from it and try to stay with the afterburner and flares to see if it actually gets to you. Right now it feels very similar to the AIM-9L. The AIM-9L normally does stuff like this. Where is it? Yeah, there he is. Normally the AIM-9L does something like this against an F14, right? If you can continue to use the afterburner, the missile will just continue to go for the target, right? So let me just, come on, get on my 6. He's going to shoot. Come on. Yeah, there you go. Very close range shot. Continue to use the afterburner. Yeah, doesn't work. So yeah, it feels like it is very similar to the AIM-9L, but I want to test obviously without the afterburner and also maybe with less flares as well. Let's just use standard flares. And also, but first, I mean, this is flare priority, right? And it's still going for the afterburner. So let me use normal flares and then try to not use the afterburner to see if it actually goes for the flare or not. Where is it? He always is flying around. I have to find the guy. There. He's always kind of in the same place actually. So it's pretty alright. So let's try again a little bit with the normal standard flares. Kind of a head-on pass. Come to me, man. With the afterburners. Let's test it out with the... Oh, come on. Well, I guess it won't be a head-on. Come. Come here, come here. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Rear aspect shot. Let's see. Yeah. It does a... If you stay with the afterburner, man, there's nothing you can do. With normal flares, it's obviously even worse, right? Let's try again with just 100%. Or rather... Let me try something. Yeah, he's going to fire. I'm going to just continue the afterburner. He's going to fire. And then I will take off the afterburner. Fire the missile. Come on. Won't have the range. Need to be slower. There you go. He fired the missile. Cut the afterburner. Flares. One flare and it's done. Let's see again if he fires just with 100%. One flare. One flare. One flare. So it might be very difficult to actually avoid this, even with 100%, man. The first one, he actually avoided me, right? But afterwards, it wasn't. So I think it is better than the M9L. I don't know. It's probably very similar to the M9L right now. We don't know, obviously, if it's going to continue to be like this, if it's going to remain like this, you know, because things are always subject to change, right? We can have, for example, a change in the missile like in 6 months when it's added for a MiG-29, I don't know, something like that, right? So it depends very much on a lot of things, and I think the range will be one of the main factors for the flare susceptibility. So I think very close to the target, it will be very difficult to avoid a missile such as this. Let's try again with 100% in a rear aspect kind of situation. Very close to the target. This is too close even. Yeah, as you see, very close, not even the 100%, I mean, with flares. So I would say that, let me try again, but with flare reinforce it with 100% to see if it actually helps. Because I normally use, especially in this one, in this F14, because it does have a lot of flares. So yeah, let's test with 100% power, very close, but with flares reinforced to see if it actually changes anything. We can try to look at the. Why he's firing on the sun? What? Well, he's like okay, but we can try with other aircraft as well. I want to try at least with the F16 as well, because the F16 should be a little bit easier to actually do that. So yeah, went for the flare. Let's see. Shoot another one, please. Shoot. Maintaining 100%. Yeah, flares reinforced feel a lot better. So yes, always use the flare reinforced in the F15, right? I mean the F14. It's just way better, way better. And let's test it out again one more time with the F14, but with normal flares and rear aspect, and also like very close range, but I will take off everything on the engine, like 0 power percent, you know, to see if it actually helps a little bit. Come on, come to me, come to me. The thing is that if he was a MiG-29, he could already shoot at me, right? So that's the weird part about this jet. Let's see if there is time. I mean, it's difficult. Yeah, it's difficult, man. It's too close. So I think the thing is the distance. If it's close enough, you probably won't be able to actually do anything. And another thing that I wanted to try is actually, it's to actually try with the normal standard flares to actually spam the flares, you know, because in theory, the more modern IRCCMs we have, especially if it's frequency changing and everything like that, which I don't think this one is, but still, or not frequency changing, but frequency ignoring, you could in theory get away with it if you actually, you know, spam flares. So yeah, it might be one of the options. Let's see with afterburners. No, with afterburners it doesn't work, but at least it works with the normal engine. So if you are facing R73, it might be a good idea to actually just spam flares, like really spam it for a little bit of time. It might actually help. Let's get the F16 to see if there is any differences, and there will be differences, so let's go. And here we are with the F16, and by the way, thank you, Katukov. I think it's the guy that made this mission, so thank you. I will leave it in the description. You can actually just use it in a custom battle for you to not be necessary to actually download it in a user mission or something like that, so that you can actually use any aircraft that you want, right? So that way you can just initiate a custom match and use this as a mission, and then you can use any aircraft that you can test it and you want to test it. Of course, I'm using the NATO aircraft, one that it's very little in, you know, like IR signature, and one that was really big, which was the F16. So it should be a lot easier. I'm using, I forgot what type of flares I'm using. Let's use with afterburners, full afterburners. Yeah, it doesn't matter what I do, man. With afterburners, you are dead. So it's not like, oh my god, this missile is so good, oh my god, in the sense of IRCCM. I thought it was going to be a little bit better. This was normal, by the way. Let's try flight priority with the full afterburners. But the thing is that, the major thing is that if the target, I mean, this will increase your hit chances, you know. The R60M with its quote-unquote IRCCM, it doesn't have a proper IRCCM, but it does have some type of filtering. You already can feel that it helps when the target is in full afterburner. This will be a whole nother level, just like the AIM-9L is. You know, the AIM-9L is an amazing missile against afterburning targets in a rear aspect. It really, really is good. And it makes really, to a very difficult missile to avoid if you don't take the afterburner, which sometimes it happens for some players, right? So let's test it out. With flares, reinforce it. Spamming, no, there's no chance. So with the afterburners, no chance that this missile will be avoided. Let's test with normal ones and military power. Then we're going to test with flares reinforce it, and then zero power as well with both. And then we wrap the video up because it's already too long, to be honest. So with 100%. Rear shot. Fire the missile, fire the missile, fire the missile. This is normal flares. Let's see. Yeah, it just goes for the flare. So, yeah, you need to take off your afterburners, man. Let's test with zero power to see. It's going to work as well, obviously. Let's test it out very close to the target. Let's not even, you know, avoid the missile. You almost like return to me. Let's go really close to the target to see. Yeah, it just goes for the target, as you see. Oh my god, it's going to kill me. Oh. So yeah, let's test it. The last one with reinforced flares. I mean, it doesn't need to be reinforced flares, right? I mean, it's just an amazing missile. But it has its drawbacks. Like any other missile, every single missile has drawbacks. There's no, you know, way of a missile to be 100% full effective at this time, you know. In the future, maybe with better missiles, we will see that happening more often than not. But with an R-73 from the early 80s, of course it will be avoidable as well. So I think by far it will be the best missile in the game. By far, at least on par with the AIM-9L in terms of IRCCM, which is amazing for a missile that turns 40 Gs and has thrust vectoring. So I think you will have basically even a, I mean, it's a similar turn rate to the Python, but better. Of course it's better because it has thrust vectoring and the Python doesn't. And together with that, an IRCCM that it might be, you know, very similar to the AIM-9L, or, you know, at least on par with it, maybe better. With the range that, if they maybe fix the flight model, which feels a little bit weird if you see the missile flying, will have more range than the AIM-9L. So by far, it will be the best missile in the game. How OP will be? I don't know, because they are only adding it for Su-25 right now, which means that it's not the most effective aircraft ever. Once it's added to the MiG-29s and stuff, it will be a whole nother level. So yeah, it is avoidable. It's just that you have to pay attention. If you don't pay attention, and if it's a very close target, I mean, look at this, man. My god, yeah, look at this. He fired a missile, I took off the power, I wasn't quick enough, I'm dead. So it is going to be the best missile in the game. How OP will it be? I don't know, it depends on the Su-25 itself. If this is added for a MiG-29, it will be the most OP thing ever. But on the Su-25, we will need to wait and see. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe, and I see you guys on the next one. Bye guys, see you.